What's going on, everybody, and welcome along to the Black Ops 4 S&D 2v2 tournament, of course, powered by Team Beyond and the awesome people over at ASTRO Gaming. My name is Onset. I'm going to be hosting things tonight and commentating alongside my good friend Jared. How are you doing, buddy? It's going to be good to be in the booth with you, bud.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and I'm looking forward to watching some 2v2 action tonight and mixing things up a little bit going into our first one-and-done tournament. So a lot of risky plays what we're going to see out of these players.
Yeah, this is going to be brutal. This is no holds barred. One and done, as you say. You lose, you're out, you go home, and you can get another shot. So it's going to be good fun to watch. Just let everybody know at home as well, there's some rule changes in this tournament, as opposed to, obviously, the public games you might be playing at home. We'll quickly run you through those now. Each round, there'll be 1 minute, 30 seconds on the clock. Each map will be a best of 11. So the score to win, of course, will be 6 rounds. Now, there's some restricted items, such as shotguns, LMGs, launchers, specialist weapons, and perks. But compared to our previous events, we do have a limited amount of score streaks available now. So some of those involve the RCXD, Dart, Hellstorm, and Lightning Strike. And of course, we are playing for a prize pool of $1,000, $800 for first, and $200 for second place. So lots to play for here, Jared.
Yeah, lots of money on the line.
And now let's take a quick look at the bracket to see exactly where we stand at the moment. And see who has made it through to our semi-finals today. Of course, we will be bringing you 2 semi-finals today. The first one will be Woo versus We Win Again. Woo made up of Mers and Inverted, and We Win Again made up of Onyx and someone I know very well, of course, Shotzi. And our second semi-final will be Team Silver versus SZ Zen, which is Ormond and Steve taking on Illy and Celium. So excited to see Shotzi in action, of course. You know, me from a Halo background. Was excited to see that young man, and we've got a lot of talent. In our 2 semi-finals here. One of the teams has obviously knocked out one of our former champions along the way.
Yeah, if you look at the top right corner of the bracket, Team ERS, that is Mutex and Chaboud, who we've seen on broadcast several times, and I believe they've won a single tournament, maybe 2, but they were definitely some favorites coming into this tonight, and they were eliminated by Team Silver, so we'll talk about that team more after this matchup.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into our first game here. First game is going to be on Gridlock as well. And I'm really looking forward to this one and done. It's brutal, we have to say. You know, you lose, you're out, you go home. But as you say, it's kind of that you got to make the plays. You got to make these plays in this tournament. You got to push the pace a little bit and try and get that early advantage, because if you find yourself down, then you haven't got that second and third map to rely on.
Yeah, that's the big thing to consider here, and we're jumping into Gridlock now. But yeah, with this one and done, it's 1st to 6, and you don't have a lot of time to read your opponents and adapt. It's just going all out in that one map.
Well, we'll get straight into this one. The first semi-final of the evening, of course, between Woo versus We Win Again. Every time I say Woo, I want to give it a little bit more energy. So, you know, maybe if they get closer to winning this one, I might give it a little bit more of a Ric Flair treatment. We'll see how we get on, but... obviously, waiting to get into the game right now. As soon as we do, we'll bring you the action. Let's start off with the bomb carrier here, obviously, for one of these teams. But, I mean, who's the player for you to look out for in this lobby? I mean, I'm trying to stay unbiased about this.
Yeah, same here. I mean, we've both seen Onyx. We've seen Onyx just tear it up in our tournaments before, but I want to keep my eye on Shotzi personally. We've seen so many clips of him on Twitter just going off in a variety of competitive matches. There was one on... I believe it was Payload, where he was just going off with the Mozu. So we'll keep an eye on him once he starts making some plays. But let's start out with Landverted, who has that bomb in the dojo.
Yeah, he's going to be trying to seek out Shotzi at the moment. Has the Maddox in hand as well. So high fire rate on that gun, as we all know. Going to be pretty good for distance battles, but also pretty useful up close as well. And it looks like he might be actually behind Shotzi here. Shotzi needs to check his corners. He's not going to find him. This should be an easy first kill here. Manages to take down Shotzi. Kill does get traded out, though, importantly, but Mers comes in and manages to eliminate Onyx just as things were getting a little bit sticky. Maybe Shotzi just baiting out that player there, and a nice double there to clean things up and put the first round into their hands. Yeah,
on this map in particular, we see a lot of people focus on, I believe that's the A side where the dojo is at. And one thing I wanted to talk about is the last tournament that we did, that was immediately after the most recent patch, and we were discussing whether or not we're going to see some new guns in play, but it seems like a lot of these players, they're sticking with the standard 3 weapons. You got the ICR, the Maddox, and the SOG, but it looks like most of the players in this game so far are sticking with the Maddox, which is just a middle-range powerhouse for sure.
Yeah, definitely. As I say, that high fire rate on it. It's kind of a utility weapon almost. You know, you can hit your shots at range, but also up close and personal, you're not going to have too many problems either, unless you are coming up against a Sorg, of course. So I see now just playing this corner around the toilets. Mers is going to be the last player standing here. Should get the bomb down pretty comfortably here. Onyx going to be last man standing as Mers is on the hunt at the moment. Shotzzy going to take up his post-plant position here. Trying to stay close to his teammate. All they've got to do in this situation is just trade this one out. And you can see, just covering the angles, playing together. Shotzzy baits him out, hits the stim. So they're going to know at least where that player is. And there it is. Shotzzy comes in, takes down Mers. And that is going to be round number 2.
Yeah,
Going to we win again.
Yeah, just absolutely beautiful movement out of Shotzzy. He baits some of the shots out of his opponent's gun, which in an extended battle, that becomes a factor where your opponent's running low on ammo and he doesn't have a chance to fight back. But in that position there, just a beautiful slide around the corner to catch his opponent off guard. Shotzzy isn't afraid to play aggressive with a weapon like the Maddox, which once again we talked about how that's great at middle range. And I want to say, both the SOG and the Maddox are great for aggressive type players. If you see a guy with an ICR, he's trying to stay back and focus on those long lines of sight. And you can learn a lot about these players by looking at what perks and what they have in their class overall. We see it's pretty standard to have the dead silence and dexterity that's on the bottom left corner of your screen. But some players that rock the SOG or any other SMG, they'll opt to have the lightweight perk so they can rush to the opponent faster and get a better position.
Well, Lambert is going to be the bomb carry here. First kill went down. Shotzzy's now in a 1v2 situation on defense, so they're going to play this one. Looks like they're trying to push aggressively here, maybe just trying to bait out Shotzzy around one of these bomb sites at the moment, but there is Shotzzy. Kill should be traded out, and it is. Mers takes down Shotzzy. Shotzzy got hunted down like a dog in the woods. Is that a saying, or have I just made that up? Pretty sure I've made that up, but what can we say? We're inventive here.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta make up some stuff, but that was kind of a weird play out of Shotzzy, how he just kind of, we saw with the spectator mode, he jumped right in front of those 2 players and didn't get a kill out of it. I guess he didn't anticipate those guys around there, but the one thing I want to point out is just how back and forth this match has been so far. And we're seeing right now, Shotzzy's actually staying back in the spawn, watching down the middle lane, it appears. Now he's rotating over to B. So typically in a search and destroy, especially in 2v2s, the offensive team, they have an advantage where they kind of dictate the pace of the match. They will double up and push the same side most of the time. But the defense, they have 2 bomb sites to look after, and they have multiple sight lines to work with as well. So we see the defense, they usually split up a bit, but the offense, they're in a 2-on-1 situation. But it actually looks like both teams are rotating back over to the dojo here. Bomb is down.
There you can see Onyx set up on this head glitch around the dojo, around the tree. Actually spots out Mers here. That should be the first kill here. And a beautiful clean sweep across the board. Shotzzy won his 1v1 as well after Mers was taken down as well. So 2-2 now, and it seems like the offensive rounds are pretty heavily going in the favor, as you say. The advantage definitely with the offensive teams in these 2v2 scenarios, with that advantage of being able to almost double push a bomb site and not have the resources split across 2 like the defensive side. So good job there from the guys on We Win Again. Be interesting to see if they can live up to their team name. It's a pretty confident team name, isn't it, actually, thinking about Jared?
And something that we saw during the last tournament, like you're seeing right now so far in this game, the teams are focusing on that A bomb site, focusing on that dojo. But we saw a team, actually, I believe it was Onyx from the last tournament, where he would opt to have the SOG with lightweight, and he would rush right down that middle street and get a flank on the dojo. And he got a nice 2-piece during that tournament. So that's something that you have to consider when you're constantly pushing the same side of the map repeatedly. You might get countered.
When Vertid's going to be playing this one nice and slow at the moment, just set up, maybe waiting for some movement from the defensive side, looking for a rotation.
Yeah, it's not a bad play. It's not a bad play because the red team, they're focusing on B. And there's no activity on B, so they're forced to check at A at some point. So Vertid was trying to pick off somebody that may have run right past him. But here we go. There's a collapse coming in from We Win Again.
Lambert now sees Shotzzy slide past that door. And the player's going to be set up in the toilets, and that's a beautiful... Oh, Shotzzy actually wins that battle with the Maddox, though. Takes down Lamberted. That's a 2v1 situation. Mers versus Onyx and Shotzzy. You can see Onyx in position. Shotzi's actually going in for the defuse here. Questionable play, and it almost backfired there, but Onyx managed to get the trade with that Sorg.
Yeah, played that perfectly. And a lot of times in these 2v1 situations, you kind of have to sacrifice your teammate, as Onyx does get a dart for the next round. But you basically want to keep distance from your teammate, so if he does get picked off, you can surprise your opponent while he's low on ammo, while he's potentially weak. If you and your teammate stand right next to each other, that's an easy two-piece for your opponent. So for him to keep his distance and work that corner, I want to say that was a perfect play from him.
Shotzzy just baiting him out with that defuse. Obviously had to check the bomb. Shotzzy was spraying a little bit of aftershave to the air there, just freshening up before he goes into this next round. 3-2 now. To Shotzzy and Onyx. Interesting play here. Shotzzy played this one a little bit differently, pushing up mid.
Yeah, trying to change it up a bit. And you can see on the minimap, both teams are changing it up. We mentioned before, a lot of these teams on offense, they double up and stay together. And the defense, they have to split up, but it does work out in their favor. Landverda does get the pick on Onyx, so Shotzzy has to go clutch here.
Not sure if he actually spotted out inverted there. Checks his corners. Another player around this corner needs to check this corner as well. Doesn't check that corner. However, Shotzzy manages to snap onto him, but Mers is there for the trade with the Maddox. So yeah, just as Shotzzy was looking to make a big play of his own, good teamwork coming in from the boys in blue. Yeah,
that's exactly what I was talking about, those 2v1 situations. The two players that was on the blue team on Woo, they were separated in a way where that one guy died, but his teammate was in a perfect position to get that cleanup.
So 3-2 then. 3-3, excuse me now. Tied up again. As we say, it's a one-and-done tournament here, so no second map, no third map. Got to leave it all out here if you want to be taking home that money. Going to be a push coming through the toilets here again. Looks like they're going to be working this A site. Shotzzy gets taken down. Sorry, Landverda gets taken down by Shotzzy there. And that's going to be a clean sweep. Shotzzy picks up 2. We talked about how his aggressive play could play into their hands quite nicely, and Shotzzy decided to put his foot to the metal a little bit there and get up in the faces of his opponent.
Yeah, that was really interesting how Shotzzy and Onyx, excuse me, I believe it's Shotzzy and Onyx, they delayed that push into Dojo, which kind of gives the other team some hesitation. They're like, oh wait, are they actually pushing here? Can we get a free plant? So that simple hesitation worked in their favor. They were able to push in basically uncontested. They got that first shot and got the easy kills.
Now, Onyx is going to be the bomb carrier now. Seems they just released Shotzzy a little bit, and there's going to be early engagements around this A site. You can see Inverted's having to lay prone around that tree area, and that's going to allow Shotzzy to move in, and that's a clean sweep across the board here. The aggression's starting to pay off here for the guys on We Win again. 5-3 now, just one round away from finding their ways into a finals.
Yeah, and Onyx there towards the end of that round, you saw he looked back towards that doorway where there could have been that potential flank, but Shotzzy just going clutch here, getting the nice two-piece to end that round.
So 1 round to go then, before We Win again, to be one step closer to making their team name come to life.
Yeah, I want to say this is Shotzi's first time actually competing in one of our tournaments. He's tried to register a few times in the past, but couldn't show up in time. But it's really exciting to watch this guy play. He's incredibly talented.
So it looks like a push onto the A site here coming in. They're going to go for an early bomb plant here. Looking across the minimap. Looks like Onyx and Shotzzy just maybe waiting for that information to come in before rotating back. They were playing around that B site, maybe expecting a little bit of something to change up. It's going to be Inverted who gets the big first kill there on Onyx. So Shotzzy now in a 2v1 situation.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate there.
Spotted out here as well.
The red team, We Win again. They had a perfect pinch, but both players just getting picked off at the wrong time. Excuse me. That could have worked out in their favor if they timed that better, but they don't know exactly where the enemy players are at. But that could have easily gone the other way.
Yeah, good position in there from the guys on Woo, as they managed to do you like that? Give it a little bit more, but might be the last time we're seeing them if they don't manage to take this next round. Dart's going to come out here from Shotzzy, just decided to use that streak, and that's no surprise whatsoever. Can potentially get a lot of information here, especially with just 1 round to go. Unfortunately, he gets nothing.
Still has the RC to work with. Ooh, this isn't looking good for Shotzzy right now. We might be able to see a tie game here, but he goes clutch with that Maddox.
Oh my word! Mers manages to clutch up himself, though, and take down Shotzzy, and it looks like we're going to be tied up here, and we are going to a round 11, so just as things were looking a little bit spooky, they managed to win back-to-back rounds now. Yeah, and now it all comes down to one round.
Yeah, once again, this is a one and done. You have one shot. There is no safety net to save you like a best of 3 or a best of 5. So now we are in our round 11. Shotzzy still has that RC to work with. He might need to use that early to get some intel.
So let's watch this one, see what Inverted can do. Pushing up through mid. Has the Sorg in hand as well, so probably trying to get nice and aggressive. I think Onyx just spotted him out, but Onyx is going to be melted off. Shotzzy manages to trade the kill out there, so the bomb will be down.
Oh, RC's out.
RC's out. Here it comes around the corner. Oh, good job, though, from Mers. He has the Maddox in hand, sorry. Bomb's still down. Now he's going to use a dart of his own. So the streak's coming into effect here, trying to find out maybe where Shotzzy is. Gets no information, however. So now it's just a straight-up 1v1 fight.
This is huge, but Shotzzy does have plenty of time to work with, but he has to get that bomb eventually or try to play for that kill. But it would be nice to have that bomb just so you have some extra options to work with.
Shotzzy's just playing this corner at the moment. You can see maybe he's just waiting. See if he can hear anything.
And Shotzzy's doing the right thing. It's a SOG versus a Maddox here, so if Shotzzy can lure him in to a close quarters fight, he might be able to win this.
Oh, that's exactly what he does. Plays the corner perfectly. He had Mers coming around that corner, and the Sorg just absolutely ripped him to shreds, and that is going to be it. Yeah. Our first semi-final will be done, and the one and done. Went to a round 11 to start off, but Shotzzy comes up with a big play towards the end in the 1v1 to win it.
Yeah, that couldn't have been any closer. You know, a 1v1 in a round 11, that was absolutely huge.
So congratulations there to the guys on We Win Again. They will be in our grand finals ahead of our second semi-final we've got coming up, of course. And that's at least $200 in the bank, so not a bad evening's work for Onyx and Shotzzy to start things off here. And I mean, that was impressive stuff. And Shotzzy just showing, you know, we were excited. We know what he can do. I mean, we're looking at the damage stats in that game. I mean, over 2,000 damage in comparison to his teammates, 976 there from Shotzzy. If you're not aware of who Shotzzy is and some of his previous achievements, he's a Halo professional, moved over. He's a very young, talented player, Halo World Champion on Team Splice, moved over to Call of Duty now to compete. So definitely a very exciting player to keep an eye on, in my opinion, in the top echelons of Call of Duty. And he's one of these players as well, Jared. He's got that drive and he loves the grind, and he's a very nerdy player. He's a very inventive player as well when it comes to his gameplay. Yeah,
absolutely. And he's transitioning well, but the only unfortunate fact is he is too young to compete in CWL, so he has to wait until, I think, summer next year if he wants to compete at the CWL events. But still, lots of potential, and I think a lot of players have recognized him over the last few months.
Yeah, I think the good thing about that as well is he's got that little bit of time. He doesn't kind of get thrown in the deep end, if you understand what I mean. He's got a bit of time to maybe learn the intricacies of the game and the differences between the two games and transfer it over before he does get into that event scenario. But he's looking pretty good at the moment. But that's going to do it all for our first semi-final. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go for a very quick break. And of course, when we get back, we'll have our second semi-final coming your way. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Black Ops 4 S&D 2v2 tournament powered by Team Beyond and the awesome people over at ASTRO Gaming. It's time for our second semi-final on set, and Jared going to be bringing you the action here. And we've got Team Silver going up against SZN now, Jared. And we've got some previous tournament winners on our hands now.
Yeah, so we have Almond and Quavo Steve from Team Silver. They have won some Call of Duty events in the past, I think even in World War II. From the Beyond tournaments, at least. So these guys are no strangers to Beyond tournaments, and in fact, this is the team that actually eliminated Mutex and Chabaud, as you can see on the top right corner of the bracket. It was Team Silver versus ERS, and Team Silver was able to win that one. So this is going to be a pretty good match. I'm a little unfamiliar with the season team, or SZN, whatever you want to call them. So it's going to be interesting to see. I thought that last match was going to be in favor of we win again, like thoroughly, but that went all the way to a round 11. So who knows what can happen in this match.
Yeah, Illy's a very fun player to watch as well. I've been watching a lot of his streams and very excitable guy, very likable guy. So I'm excited to watch some of his POV as well. And we're going to be playing on Gridlock again now. So same map as our previous semi-final. Expected to see quite a lot of similar plays from these players. It's going to be interesting to see how the streaks progress as well, because obviously we do have a couple of streaks in play this time. We have the RCXD, the Dart, the Hellstorm, and the Lightning Strike. Probably not going to see too many of the final two, the Hellstorm or the Lightning Strike, unless something crazy happens in this semi-final. But you can see how, you know, the meta of things changes a little bit now that you have that RCXD and the Dart available.
Yeah, we've seen, I think, one Hellstorm so far since we introduced the limited amount of streaks. But in that case, it's just a team that is completely dominating. So it's just that snowball effect. And once that snowball is rolling, it's hard to stop it.
For sure. And we saw how they played out towards the end of that second semi-final. Both players trying to use that Dart to get the information. The RCXD came out as well, which might have given away the position. It's all a game of cat and mouse, S&D, especially in this 2v2 where, you know, that first blood is so vital. But we're going to start this one off with Ullman. He's going to be the bomb carrier. It looks like his teammate's moving towards that A site, and he's just going to be looking down mid and trying to get any information he can, see if he can maybe spot out one of the opposition.
Yeah, I want to say this is an abnormal push. We usually see these guys double up, but it looks like Ullman is just making sure there's no flank on the dojo here. Gets into a fight with Illy, but decides to back down. Looking at his gear right now, I want to say it's pretty standard Maddox with the standard dexterity gets silence as he is taken down.
Now it's going to be the 1v1. You see, Cilium does get taken down by Quavo Steve there. That was a pretty intense gunfight. Had that Sorg in hand, but the Maddox came out on top in that one. Maybe just slightly out of range for that Sorg. That is going to be the first round.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out, we've seen this from a couple players in the past, but there's a couple of pieces of equipment that are now eligible in our tournaments. That includes frag grenade and concussion and whatnot. So we've seen some players whip that out. Actually, looking at Almond, he does have a grenade on the bottom part of your HUD. So we've seen a lot of players that keep that traditional dexterity plus dead silence, but in round 2 or 3, they'll bring out attack mask because it's useless to have in the first few rounds if nobody has that grenade to work with. And just like that, both players taken out very quickly in the dojo.
Yeah, it's going to be Season taking them down 2-0 now, and big plays coming in from Illy. Good movement across that door, using that slide to make sure that he was trying to bait that player out. Initially, I thought they might be in a little bit of trouble, but his movement kept him alive in that situation. Then he was able to get aggressive on that second player, clean him up pretty comfortably with that Maddox. So 2-0 start here for them. I'm
surprised by the aggression out of both teams. They're challenging every fight, jumping around the corners. That last round, we saw some players stay back in the spawn and hesitate a bit, as we see Almond with that grenade now. So trying to push the bomb into dojo yet again, and it just seems like the common place for everybody to go to. And I think, scrolling through the players, it looks like everybody's running Maddox across the board. So we're actually, okay, one player, Quavo Steve, has that SMG, so he wants to be that aggressor. But there is the flank from Illy. Beautiful play here.
Well, it's going to be Illy who picks up 2 as well. So great start there from Illy. I told you he was an exciting player to watch. I wanted to highlight him before this match got underway. And a 3-0 start here. This is a fantastic start from them. And Illy with 2 kills off the bat here. Quavo Steve getting caught out. And then just managed to re-challenge that. Beautiful adjustment of shots as well. Player came sliding around the corner. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, when you keep pushing the same bomb site repeatedly, it starts to get predictable, and that opens up a play like that where you can get behind your opponent, get that easy flank. And now Illy, because of that beautiful round, he now has a dart to work with. Can possibly get a pick, but it looks like he's just going for the information instead.
No information really gathered there, to be honest, apart from when they weren't. So he's going to now have the bomb in hand. Looks like he might play this one a little bit slower, obviously, with that score streak. Probably going to give away a little bit of early positioning on to one of these bomb sites, but actually making a move towards the B site here. Going to double back towards his teammate now. As you see, a lot of the pushes have been coming in on that A site, and now you're going to see him moving back through the dojo. Probably another push coming in this A site.
Yeah, this is really interesting how Season is basically dictating the pace of the match. They've been playing aggressive for the first 3 rounds, and now they hesitate a bit. But here comes the flank.
Looks like they heard those shots fired and he aborted that early plant. It's going to be a play around the backside of those toilets area. Now the bomb is going to go down. So now you're going to see the gunfights go down. Steve picks up the first kill. So Illy now in a 1v1 situation. Steve's going to challenge him, but Illy again wins that battle. And it just seems that at the moment, these 1v1s, he's got the upper hand.
Yeah, Illy is an absolute monster. I'm unfamiliar with the guy, but he is just putting on plays. And the one thing I wanted to say, I've seen Quavo Steve play in a lot of our tournaments, and with that predictive recoil in Black Ops 4, he is just an absolute monster with that SOG. He knows how to control that recoil so well, where he can get headshots across the map, where he can fight against the Maddox. So taking him down in that kind of situation is really impressive.
Yeah, both players on the red squad currently have RCXDs as well, so streaks to play with for them. A 4-0 lead. Things are looking pretty good for them at the moment. And the first kill is going to go down here to Celium. Taking down Steve. And Celium picks up 2. And this is starting to get a little bit out of hand here. That's going to be 5-0 now. And that was a quick round.
Yeah, and we were talking about it before. There's no safety net since this is a one and done. You have one chance on this map. And now they're down 5-0. Not only is their back against the wall, but it's just there's not much they can do against this momentum.
Yeah, obviously they've got streaks to play with as well, but interested to see if they call these out or call these in or just play the way they have been, to be honest with you.
That's 4
Things have been working
streaks.
out pretty well for them.
That's 4 streaks on that side, so yeah, this is not looking good for Team Silver.
Yeah, Celium called in that dart there to try and get a bit of information. Looks like that might be the only streak used early on. Now they're going to be pushing here. This should be an easy kill. Celium picks up 1 on Steve. Other player's going to be caught between a rock and a hard place. Gets taken down. Illy finishes that one off. And 6-0. I mean,
wow.
You want a definition of emphatic? That is an emphatic semi-final win.
That's just not what I was expecting out of these teams. That was just, I think that was the fastest sweep we've ever seen in a Call of Duty tournament.
And I've been watching a few S&D tournaments over the last few weeks, and Illy and Shotzi have played a few together as well. So it's going to be interesting to see those two go up against each other now in our grand finals. But we do have our 2 teams now for the grand finals, and it is going to be We Win Again, the roster of Onyx and Shotzi going up against this season roster of Illy and Celium. I mean, the way that they just played that, it's damn impressive, man.
And they're warm, you know. I mean, even though We Win Again, they won that last match and they haven't played for a little while, it wasn't that long with that 6-0. That's just incredible. So I really don't know what to expect out of this next matchup in the grand final. We saw a really close 6-5 in the first semifinal and then a 6-0. And looking at the stats, there's just barely any damage from Team Silver.
Yeah, it was, well, they didn't really have an opportunity to do so, to be honest with you. They were just melted every single time that they got into some sort of battle. Illy doing a lot of the work there. Streaks in hand to play with in those last couple of rounds. It didn't really need to even bring them in. So fantastic stuff coming in from the red squad there. And season will move into your grand finals, as I say, where they'll meet up against Onyx and Shotzi. $1,000 on the line for some of you who might be joining us as well. $800 for first place and $200 for second place. But I think it's time for one more quick break, and then we're probably going to be into our grand finals, Jared.
Yeah, that's once again going into this grand final. I'm not sure what to expect from these guys, but certainly be interesting to see if Shotzi and crew can hold them off.
Okay, well, we will go for one more very quick break. Don't go anywhere, though, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got our grand finals coming up. $1,000 on the line. Let's find out who's going to be our champion. Welcome back, everybody, to the Black Ops 4 S&D 2v2 tournament powered by Team Beyond and ASTRO Gaming. And it is grand finals time. We've got our two teams set for our grand finals. It will be We Win Again, taking on a season. We Win Again, the roster made up of Shotzzy and Onyx, taking on Illy and Celium. Shotzzy and Onyx going to a round 11 in our first semi-final. However, on the flip side of that, season with a 6-0 sweep over their opponents. Impressive stuff from them. And Jared, I mean, looking ahead to our grand finals here, obviously with $1,000 on the line. Who are you feeling at the moment going into this one? Because as much as I love Shotzzy and Onyx and how they performed in that first one, Illy and Celium, they were dominant in that second semi-final.
Yeah, Illy and Celium, they have the momentum. They're on fire right now. And, you know, usually we would talk about how these teams, they can study one another, you know, while Shotzzy and Onyx are hanging out between games. They can watch the stream. Keep in mind, there's a stream delay. But they can watch the stream and figure out, you know, what these teams are doing and learn from it. But in a one-and-done scenario where you can see on the right side of your screen, the semifinal is gridlock and the grand final is frequency. It's very difficult to plan ahead when you don't know what to expect from your opponent.
That's very true. As you mentioned, the map we'll be playing in our grand final is going to be frequency. And for those who are just joining us, of course, it is a one-and-done tournament, just best of ones here. So you got to bring your best, otherwise you will be going home. Unfortunately, I should say fortunately so, neither of these teams will be going home empty-handed. $200 will be given to the players in a second place. So congratulations to making it to the final, but nobody remembers second place, do they? It's all about that first.
Yeah, it's all about first in this situation. And once again, just introducing the one and done system to this tournament has definitely made things a lot more intense on all sides, really. If you consider the spectators and the players themselves and even us, the pacing is insane. That first game, it slowed down a bit when it was getting close, but then we saw Illy and Celium just they brought the fire to the other team and they couldn't handle it.
And just a reminder to everyone at home, there are some streaks available now in the Beyond tournament. 2v2 S&D, that's the RCXD, the Dart, the Hellstorm, and the Lightning Strike. And a reminder to everyone at home as well, if you want to get involved with these tournaments, head over to teambeyond.net, get signed up. It's completely free to enter, which is an awesome thing to obviously to have at your disposal, the opportunity to play in tournament settings under that pressure. A great opportunity to hone your skills, Jared, and bring out the best in yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're loading up into our map right now, which once again will be frequency.
So what are your feelings on frequency? What are you expecting to see from these two teams here? Any favorable bomb site in 2v2 that you'd expect these guys to be looking to work?
It depends. The thing with a map like Gridlock, that's a traditional 3-lane map. And while there is technically 3 lanes on this map in particular, there's a lot of different sight lines to work with, different windows and pieces of cover. So the bomb site you're looking at right now on your screen, we've seen a lot of players focus on that one in particular, because the other one is a lot more risky when you can go top middle and look right over that bomb site. But we're jumping into the game now. Let's actually jump on board with Onyx, who has that bomb, and he has that SOG he's working with yet again.
Yeah, he's got that SOG in hand and some different elevation on this map as well, which is always interesting in S&D. Obviously, different angles, different lines of sight, and Onyx with that SOG has been looking to get aggressive. Quite a lot of close corners to be worked with here, and the SOG is put to use immediately. Going to be moving back towards the U here, moving back through mid. Now it's a 1v1 situation, Onyx versus Illy, and we saw how effective Illy was in these 1v1s earlier, Jared.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out while we're seeing it repeatedly from Onyx, his movement is incredible. So if you're in a full-on sprint and you do a slide on a ledge, you'll effectively push yourself forward really fast. So we see it all the time on this map in particular with those railings. And, oh, that's the one unfortunate... Yeah, it was perfect timing there from Illy. And that's the problem with the bomb planting. It takes up so much of your screen that it's really difficult to see all angles. So that bomb just covered up his opponent, and he came in and got that easy kill.
Yeah, Onyx looking to get that bomb down. Of course, he had to make a move at some point, but Illy with the perfect timing checks that bomb site with that Maddox in hand, and pretty comfortable kill there onto the bomb carrier. It's going to be the first round here going to season. They've been at 7 back-to-back rounds now from the semi-finals for these guys. These guys, as you say, they are very much on fire.
So, checking out Onyx yet again. I love seeing him move around this map. Yet again, you can see him do that slide. He's rushing over to the middle of the map. Shotzi checking those sight lines for him just to make sure. And this is what I was talking about. If you push the bomb into B, it's just so easy to get picked off from top middle. Shotzi's able to get a kill, and here comes the concussion. Didn't work out in his favor, though. Let's jump on board with Shotzi. Looks like both players are actually running the SOG right now. This is really interesting because we didn't see it in the last game, and I think he connected with that melee, so that was a really easy kill for Onyx.
Yeah, good job getting that melee away, getting that damage down, even though he was in a unfavorable position there. Shotzi, Onyx comes in and cleans up that kill to close things out. Now we're tied up at 1-1. Good job just playing close to each other. So he gets that wallbang towards the end there just to finish off that kill. 2 players running Sorgs and 2 Maddoxes at the moment. You can see the different map frequency here. A lot of close corners, a lot of little rooms to be fighting with. Not surprising to see that Sorg shredding through some players, but I'm gonna go on board with it with Onyx now, with the Maddox in hand and the bomb in hand, of course.
Yeah, and as you can see, we are currently in round 3, and if you look at the bottom left corner, you can see Onyx elected to use the tac mask, so he's expecting a concussion grenade to come at him at some point in the near future.
Shotzi's going to have a 1v1 here. Celium's there, and Celium unfortunately turns the wrong way. He can't finish the kill, though.
Oh!
Celium! Onyx gets embarrassed. Celium makes the best of a bad situation, somehow manages to turn on him, and that is 2-1, and that is one that Onyx is not going to want to see again. Yeah,
effectively that was a fair fight, Maddox versus Maddox, and actually Celium was caught off guard here. Got the heal off in time. Just gorgeous movement from the guy, and got the 2-piece there.
Yeah, that was that's a game changer. That's a momentum shift. You feel that Onyx maybe should have won that battle, especially after seeing the player falling in front of it or climbing up the ladder in front of him. Now he's gonna have to see if he can bounce back here. Let's watch some Illy point of view though. Let's see if he can get this bomb down earlier. Moving towards that A site now, checking mid. Trying to see if he's got any information. He's just spotted out both players here, so Illy is gonna have an easy kill here on Onyx. Runs straight into his crosshairs, and that's going to create the 2v1 situation. Bomb should go down pretty comfortably here.
Yeah, that was honestly perfect out of Illy. He saw both players run into the base. He called that out. Kept an eye on that doorway. Somebody double backed, got the easy kill. And then once you're in that 2-on-1 situation, you kind of dictate the pace of the match. Shotzi is in a tough position here. I want to jump on board with him and see how he plays this. He has a SOG. This is actually the smart play to try to push into that room where he has the advantage, but only 27 seconds left.
Both players set up around that bomb as well. Good post-plant position here. Shotzi with the movement, though. Almost catches one on guard. That would have been a huge kill for him. Celium tries to get away. Shotzi manages to make it a 1v1. Does he have time to find this kill? Desperately trying to hunt down Illy, but Illy playing this one absolutely perfectly. Baits him out. No time to defuse this bomb. Going to pop back out and get the kill anyway, and that's going to definitely contribute towards those all-important streaks that might come into effect later in the rounds.
Yeah, so both players, Celium and Illy, as soon as they saw Shotzi, they just ran away. They were killing time. At this point where Shotzi was in the center of the map, there was like, I think 20 seconds left. And it takes 7.5 seconds to defuse that bomb. So by them running away and forcing Shotzi to play reckless, it was either going to run out the clock or he was going to run right into them and get an easy death. And that's exactly what happened. He was trying to defuse it and got shot out. So now extended the lead to 3-1. This isn't looking good.
When Shotzi's getting aggressive again, you can see him in a battle, and Shotzi picks up the first kill here. They should be traded out, and yeah, Onyx comes around the corner after taking out Shotzi for the work that he did as well. Manages to make amends with that kill. Now it's 3-2, and Shotzi getting aggressive there, jumping up into that window, trying to put the pressure on, and that's a big round for them after that last loss.
Yeah, we keep talking about momentum shifts, and being able to recover with a round like that does go a long way. So going into this next round, I'm curious to see if the breakouts are going to change, because it's been pretty much the same all the way through. We're actually seeing Onyx and Shotzi kind of split up here. We were talking about before, the offense, they usually double up and they can decide where the defending team needs to go. And just like that, Shotzi is picked off. So this is going to be a really rough round here for Onyx, but he has plenty of time to work with. Yeah,
he's been spotted out here by Illy as well. Illy just shoulder peek in that corner. Onyx fires a few shots. Illy with the bomb in hand as well, so they are going to have to force this battle at some point. Hopping over to Celium now. He's on the flank and he has the Sorg in hand. Onyx jumps through the window. Onyx manages to get the kill. Now it's a 1v1 situation, and Illy manages to get the trade down, picking up that Sorg off the body of Shotzi after that initial kill. And 4-2 now, just 2 rounds away from being crowned our grand champions.
Yeah, and as soon as Onyx got shot and he got that kill, he tried to run away, get himself healed, and get that fair one-on-one fight. That's the one thing a lot of people don't consider when they're playing Search and Destroy. Even if you're in a 1v2 or a 1v3, if you can work the map and work those sight lines, you can force 1v1 battles, but you just have to do it multiple times. In this case, you have to do 2 of them in a row.
Shotzzy going to be the bomb carrier here for we win again. Illy with that Maddox, though, is going to melt him as he tries to push through mid. And Illy now re-peaks. Onyx is going to come under all sorts of fire in a 1v2 situation. We haven't seen Celium and Illy lose too many of these tonight, and well, that information has been gathered. Onyx with those shots there, maybe expecting the repeat, but now he's giving away his position.
Yeah, this isn't looking good when he shot like that. Oh, he's getting pushed by both players at the same time. Oh, there was potential there for a 2-piece, but when there's a SOG that close to you, it's not going to work out. Match point now.
Yeah. So Illy, again, gonna have your final kill cam here. Melted Shotzzy. Shotzzy trying to get aggressive through mid, but it's almost like he just read him like a book. Pre-aiming mid with that Maddox. Shotzzy only with the sword to work with, and now they have to win this round to stay in with an opportunity of winning things. They're on defense. Settling with the bomb in hand now. Him and Illy on offense here. Gonna be interesting to see how this round develops.
Celium opting to use the SOG this round. Playing it slow, which honestly, you know, considering we win again, Onyx and Shotzzy, they have to step up. So they might get baited here. Onyx is taken down. Let's jump on board with Shotzzy, see what he can do here.
Yeah, Shotzzy in a 1v2 situation. There's both players. He has nothing he can do in that situation. And Celium and Illy are going to be your champions. 6-2, the final score here in our grand finals. They played that one perfectly, changed up the strategy a little bit towards the end, played nice and passive, waited for the push to come in from Onyx. You can see it here. Illy with 1, and that just opened up the 2v1 situations. Shotzzy pretty much with nothing to do in that situation, and they close it out successfully. Incredibly strong performance from them, 6-0 in the semi-final, and 6-2 here in our grand final.
Yeah, and I was really impressed with the team movement. In a lot of cases where both players rush the same guy at the same time, especially being so close together, there is that chance of being 2-pieced by your opponent. So I would have liked to see them spread it out a little bit more, but just, I guess these players with their talent, there's just nothing to do when they have that perfect team shot. They're not missing shots at all. You can see it on the damage on the right side of your screen.
So congratulations there to Season, of course, made up of Illy and Celium. They'll be your champions of tonight. They take home $800 for their work as well. And one thing we need to make you guys at home aware of is the biggest ever giveaway that Team Beyond are doing, the November giveaway. There's only 3 days left to enter. Now, here's a list of some of the stuff that they're giving away. A PlayStation 4 Pro, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 digital code, Astro A40s plus a TR Mix amp, Astro A40 mod kit, Astro Scout backpack, Logitech Hero gaming mouse, Logitech Pro mechanical gaming keyboard, and a Logitech 922 webcam. That's a lot of gear to be given away, Jared, and there's going to be one lucky winner of that.
Yeah, I believe it's one person will get all of that amazing gear. There is plenty to earn, and yeah, we might have some viewers in here that are interested in playing Call of Duty. They might not have it just yet, so that PlayStation 4 Pro plus a copy of Black Ops 4, that could go a long way. And since we have these free-to-enter tournaments, who knows? You might be able to practice a bit and play some of the best.
Yeah, absolutely. And reminder to everyone, head over to teambeyond.net if you want to get involved in the next tournament here for Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Completely free to sign up, see how you test against some of the best in the game. But I think that's pretty much going to be it for tonight, Jared. Of course, remember everyone to follow at Team Beyond, Team Beyond Net over at Twitter as well as Jared's Twitter, as well as mine. If you want to give us a follow, that'd be fantastic. And any last words, Jared? It's been a lot of fun this evening.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we saw a team just absolutely crush the competition. I wish we could have watched them play previous rounds, but you know, the broadcast only consists of the semifinal and grand final, which that just blows my mind, because the semifinal and the grand final, that's the best of the best that survived this entire tournament. You know, the semifinal is the final 4, and so seeing Illy and Celium just absolutely crush the competition that made it this far is really impressive, and I hope to see him again very soon.
Okay, Joe, well, it's been a pleasure to cast with you, buddy. Thank you to everyone who's been involved. Thank you to everyone who has watched tonight. And a reminder to everyone to head over to teambeyond.net to get signed up for the next S&D tournament. That's going to do it all from us. Congratulations to Season Illy and Cillium on being your champions of today. That's going to do us all for now. Good night, everybody. See you soon.